Please welcome Clippers chairman Steve Ball.
Because these two libs I'm talking about are two actual, very prominent members of the Democratic Party named Andre Czerny and Joe Sandberg, who successfully raised hundreds of millions of dollars with the help of some of the most famous people in the entire world. Because Andre and Joe co-founded a company that they named Aspiration. That says, that you had 3,487 pages. What they did was offer to balance that out by arranging the planting of one tree.
The Thunder will get Shai Gilgeous, Alexander, and
there's Section 3.2, obligations of KL2. The client, Kawhi Leonard, seems to be dictating the terms. In other words, Kawhi Leonard got from Aspiration a $28 million no-show job.
Where the church can lead.
What I wanted to find out was whether the company he had co-founded to fight climate change had even been planting, as Andre once proclaimed, quote,
"We're planting more trees in Central Park every day."
Hello and welcome to First Reformed Take. That's right, I did a 20-minute job on the intro.
Yeah, that was
and we got Seth here.
Better than what our show deserves relative to numbers of viewers, and especially this particular episode, because due to circumstances beyond my control, I'm recording from my microphone-less laptop in my dining room, so I probably sound very echoey instead of apparently my office has sound dampening.
Apparently a great microphone.
I sound good in there, and here I
comparatively
sound like I'm in a wind tunnel, so...
Yes, well, among many life changes, I got Premiere Pro Adobe. Going.
We're going to be a real show now. I'm very excited.
Maybe I am kind of taking the turn back into video editing a bit. So, I mean, that was just tossed. I'm currently ruining my life making an edit for The Pit, which is a great show. Second best show of the year. Shout Andor. Maybe third. Severance was good. Maybe fourth if you count the NBA as a TV show. Although definitely,
I kind of do count the NBA as a TV show, and the script writers are getting particularly wacky recently.
Yeah, we are actually going to get into the nature of reality and the NBA, but let me just say that The Pit is clearly a better show than the NBA. But yeah, and not just because I'm bitter the Celtics got injured. Although that's part of it.
It's just because he's bitter, folks.
Noah Weil, great actor. But today, this is our 30-minute talk. We haven't talked about the Kawhi story, and Kawhi ain't going away.
We also have to talk about K-pop Demon Hunters, because I did promise my kids we would bring that up.
So, have it right here. Let's do this for 2 minutes. If you had to make the sequel to K-pop Demon Hunters, how are you doing it? Give me your
they need a fourth member.
I agree.
Yeah.
Are we able to get Sanju, or I don't know his name? Is it Sanju? Genu? Because it's the Saha boys.
Are we saying we're getting him back alive?
He's in the Sword.
He's in the Sword.
Maybe.
I don't think so. I think they'll find a different love interest for Ruby.
No, we can't do that. Here's how you do it. You make a trilogy, each one's about a different one, and it's Miru, who, like I promised we would say to your kids, best member.
I don't know who they think is the best member. I do know they think that
important lore.
Golden and actually no, I think they think Your Idol, and what's the one where it's the mirror is broken or whatever.
Your Idol is a crazy choice. I'm not going against it, but that's crazy.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't really remember that song, but I feel
the one where the demons are gonna kidnap the audience and turn them into, I don't even know. I did not.
No, they're probably gonna have cool music. interest if that's where they go.
I will concede I don't hate the soundtrack.
It's a good soundtrack.
It's a good soundtrack.
It's a good soundtrack. But that is our K-pop Demon Hunter segment that was promised, I
Yes,
think.
my kids
We
better appreciate it. And I think we
I
avoided
hope they
swearing
do.
too much, although my oldest is also really into Sabrina Carpenter. And like I don't she none of her songs are appropriate. And I'm just
Did
sort
I
of
ever tell you my Sabrina
oh,
Carpenter story? Is I had this girl. I would do playlists in my class. I'd just let the kids pick music. Actually, I would play my music mostly, uh, but sometimes I let them pick music. And one of them had Sabrina Carpenter, and I played it, and it's like one of the songs where she's calling someone a motherfucker or something. And yeah, so. Yeah, I guess your kids can't listen back to that now, but it was I turned that song off. Um,
I oh man, I had like a random pop playlist on Apple Music and like Ariana Grande popped up. I'm like, oh, she's harmless enough. And then like the song was just immediately about like needing to be fucked. Like those were the verbatim lyrics. And I'm like, like we're turning this one off. What the hell?
yeah,
Like
no,
you're
that sounds about
Glinda. You're
right.
not supposed to be talking like this. You can't be talking like that, White Glinda. Nobody gets that reference except for me and Trev.
I think I get the right. I did watch Wicked. I just forgot.
Not the Glinda part. I mean the classic Leno killer tweet. You can't be talking like that, white baby.
Okay, I did not get it. But enough. That's
Everyone look it
our
up.
intro segment. I give us a purposeful 4-minute intro segment, but now we simply must get to Kawhi Leonard.
We do need to talk
Um,
about Kawhi Leonard.
and I think every part of this story kind of tugs at the reality of the NBA in a way where I don't think that they're going to investigate it much or that much is
Really?
actually. Yeah, I really don't. I don't.
Wow.
Here's my first question.
Okay.
How widespread is this? I have an
Yes.
answer.
How
Um,
widespread? The answer is yes.
so I actually don't think I don't think this is that widespread, maybe. I
Okay.
I
I
don't
think
know.
you're
Like
right.
I don't think the owners giving money through companies is widespread. I think using the connections is. I think
There's
this is way worse than what
yes.
usually goes
I,
down.
I would agree. I think this is way over the top, but I think there's always been instances across all sports of clearly some kind of under the table deal going on. Like I know somewhat it's been rumored for years that Tom Brady was given some kind of
Well, I was going to give his example of the TB12 store that was in Gillette, and then
yeah,
it shut down after COVID, after he took COVID money for it, by the way. But like, oh,
right.
after he's not part of the team or in ownership anymore,
It
the
was it
store
was
goes.
always rumored that Tom Brady was getting some kind of under the table deals to have a lower
Circumvent the cap.
correct,
And I
correct. And I
think we
think
can
that kind
basically
of
say that's true.
and like that probably happened with Jalen Brunson and in the
They're going to look into
Knicks.
Brunson.
And
Yeah,
like years ago, I mean, Dirk Nowitzki, I mean, I think took like a fraction of what he could have gotten on the free agent market to stay with Dallas. And like, I think everybody sort of agrees Mark Cuban had some kind of under the table payoff for him. But like, I do think doing it this way and to this extent, $48 million is a lot of fucking money.
28.
No, no,
But
no, no, because it was 28 through the one deal, and there's another deal for 20. Like the whole thing was 48. Like I think
really,
Kawhi
I
ended up
thought
with
he
48
only
million.
got 20 through it,
Let me figure
but
this
I
out.
did not look closely enough. Not to say the numbers don't matter, but they don't. Um, it's already, I mean, we're talking such a large amount of their cap space. I don't know.
Right. Well, there's
Um,
that. The other thing is like
and the
if you're going to
luxury
be
tax piece of this, where he is
yeah,
now robbing that money from other owners.
right, and that's where I'm coming from, which is number one, the owners who are cheapskates are obviously mad about this because they want the cap to exist so they don't have to pay players. The
Exactly.
owners
Yeah.
who are cutting deals under the table, like I think Dolan probably did with Jalen Brunson, aren't happy about this because they don't like it when their spot gets blown up. And they're probably not doing it as blatant. Like the Knicks lost Hartenstein because of cap rules.
Yep.
And like they could not, the only way to have kept him would have been to have him publicly taking like 20 million and then James Dolan doing something like this. And people
Yeah,
would have
like
probably,
publicly cheating where you
yeah,
won't believe it.
people would have sensed it was cheating. So James Dolan, who already hates every other NBA owner, he's got to be pissed off about this because he's both cutting a deal and he got fucked over by the cap rules. So I I think they're going to come down pretty hard on the Clippers. I mean, the last time this happened, the Timberwolves lost something like 5 first round picks or something.
Mm, yeah,
And
this happened with that
with
something
Joe
in that
Smith,
ballpark.
I think that the other and as you brought up, this is costing them luxury tax money. This is money they get to put in their pockets. And so
Yeah,
as we've
29
discovered with
people have lost money off of
yeah,
this.
as we've discovered with Dan Snyder and other um situations where one owner steps out of line, once you start screwing with the money, they find a way to take you out. Now, are they going to force Steve Ballmer to sell the team like they did with Donald Sterling? I don't think so. They want someone with Ballmer's resources to stick around, but he's going to get there's going to be some kind of penalty for him. I strongly suspect the Kawhi contract gets voided and the money that they would have had to pay out gets paid out to the other owners. And I think they probably lose 3 or 4 draft picks. I mean, I genuinely like I understand the
Mm.
incentive to sort of um, sweep this under the rug a bit. But the other thing you have to remember is the NBA already investigated the Clippers for this exact thing in 2019 when he signed. And they didn't have evidence then. Now they have evidence. Like
And they don't need hard evidence. Shout
no,
Zach Lowe. But he was
no,
saying they don't need hard
this
evidence.
is
They
not a
need
criminal court.
nope.
This is the court of public opinion and whatever the CBA says. And I will be the first to
Well,
admit I don't know what the CBA says. And I
no,
suspect
Zach
most front
Lowe.
offices don't
I can
either.
tell you, Zach Lowe said their CBA or the Constitution the owners have says that for a penalty to the Clippers, they need like the appearance of reasonable evidence. Like it's not a high bar. Like they already have it.
Oh
They
yeah.
already have enough. I think we're headed towards a payout though.
So
Um,
what do you think is going to happen? Because I think they're going to come down on the Clippers pretty hard. And like I'm sorry, the Clippers are not a marquee franchise, even if the NBA kind of pretends they are. Like if you're going to make an example out of somebody, it might as well be them.
Here's what I really think is going to happen. And I think there are like five, I think this story's at a fascinating place where there are like five different paths it can take. So I'm trying to kind of mix them. I think the Clippers as a team are going to get off pretty much free. And
Okay.
I think they are going to find Ballmer in some way and just take him for as much as they can because he is as juicy of a target as they have in the league. And they seem to have the leverage, the other owners, with this. I mean, it seems it almost comes down to me how much will Ballmer pay for the NBA not to cripple the Clippers rebuild?
Hmm.
And I think it's in the NBA's best interest to not cripple the Clippers, which they are dead if they take the picks that they should, in my opinion. I think they have theirs back after 28, but they do have picks. And if they take those, the rebuild there is just totally hurt. Um, and on the other hand, if you make it a financial penalty and try to get money out of this, compensation for it in some way, Ballmer's got more money than 20, 25 teams put together, I think.
Oh yeah.
Um, and so to me, everything else will be a threat, but the target, I think, is just a payout because I don't think Adam Silver wants to come down as weak on this, and that's why I think the payout will be public, like a number. But I do think it's a number, and not much more. I don't think Ballmer's leaving. I don't think you want to scare big money away from the league, like you said. Like,
Right.
you want these potential buyers. Sports businesses are all just a Ponzi scheme at this point to get the last rich guys to buy them at these values.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
can WNBA currently making an example of that with the Connecticut Sun,
Oh,
um,
that's a podcast in
which,
and of itself.
yeah,
And
but that's all the NBA guys, so it's very clear that the money is the thing here, obviously. But I don't know. I really, I'm on this now, and I'm like, I don't know what I have to say about it other than a genuine confusion at how it occurred
yeah,
and the
yeah.
people in it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've sort of glossed over how incredibly funny and stupid this whole thing is. I mean, they've just the most obvious paper trail imaginable. The
KL8 or
LLC,
whatever.
what?
It was KL8
Yeah,
or whatever his number
KL2
is.
LLC, like
Yeah.
not in anybody's name, like very blatantly, like going straight to Kawhi's pocket. Um, I think the company itself was basically fraudulent from the word go, but that's
One
not
of the
unusual.
guys, yeah, one of the guys just pled out to something.
Oh yeah, so they're going to prison.
And also they're huge like Democratic Party people. That's a minor little piece of this that
I
is
mean,
very intriguing towards me.
not gonna make this overtly political, but like, yeah, and like
Yeah.
some Republican guy named like Pud Turtley is gonna be like, well, that's just your typical demon rat, and then meanwhile he's like, I don't know,
No, but
accepting bribes
this
from a
is
concrete
like the
company.
Biden administration. Like these guys are the Biden administration to me. It's all this type of guy who just was in there fraudulent doing Trump shit, but in a different coat. Um, I don't know. I am very cynical about where the world of sports is going with this. I don't know how salary caps can function with the way we're moving money around now as a society, especially with crypto and just all the untraceable stuff and no federal government, frankly. Like,
Yeah,
how is any of this going to last?
how is any of this? How can you police any of this? Like, I mean, Pablo Torre, I mean, for lack of a better term here, got lucky that they
Yeah,
just
he
happened to
said it.
find this one line. Yeah, I think he said, and that once he started contacting ex-employees, they were willing to rat on the company, which was a sinking ship anyway. Um,
Yeah,
but
because
like,
they probably haven't been paid for
but like,
anything.
how many of these deals have happened, even if not to this extent or this blatant, that is just meant to circumvent the cap? And how easy would it be to make a, you know, what if they just sent him $20 million to his crypto wallet? I mean, you can't trace that.
That's the thing that would have been in. Like, so I don't know what caliber of player does that affect now? Because like a Jalen Brunson is right on the line of
Uh,
kind of being good enough where you'll skirt the rules. But for star players, I, I just,
it's a weird thing because star players want and their agents want the big like, oh, they got the $300 million extension, they got the $60 million a year, that kind of thing. They want it out there what they're making because that's a kind of flex. But now the expectation may be you have to bump up right next to the cap from paying one player, and he's going to want some kind of under the table deal for him and all of. I mean, most of these guys' entourage are probably getting side deals every already, but
yeah.
in a weird way, this makes the NBA more of a player league because now anybody who's a free agent's going to say, well, Steve Ballmer is going to buy my juice company
And
for
that's
$100
why
million
this
in
story's not going
crypto.
away.
What was that?
That's why this story's not going away,
Yeah.
and Ballmer's
What
going to face some sort of stiff retribution from ownership. I just don't think it's going to be on the team side.
my problem with that is if you turn this into a legal for a price thing, then everyone's going to do it, and
Mm,
everyone's going to be kind of sloppy about it. And you're already dealing with a league that struggles with integrity as a concept and has ever since David Stern froze the envelope for the Knicks. And like, I
yeah.
think true doom murder heads like us sort of appreciate the league for being kind of fixed, but casual fans, that kind of shit sticks in their craw because they're not, let's say, smart enough to understand this is basically true of all human endeavor, that it's all
Yeah,
that
I
that
think a
the thumb
lot
is on the
of
scale.
yeah, I think a lot of sports are I mean,
Oh,
refereeing would be fixed
speaking of
if they
which,
wanted.
a study came out, a meta study of officiating calls that actually conclusively proved that the Chiefs get more favorable calls during the playoffs.
Yeah.
Did
And
you see that?
that no, but that completely tracks to me.
And they
Uh,
said the specific reason is because it correlates with the exact moment that the Chiefs started getting uh, better ratings for the league and more revenue.
yeah, I mean, what
And so I
else
would
would it
say keep an
be?
eye on the Eagles because they were apparently getting away with a lot of holding in the Cowboys game. So
I think football is already a sport where the cap is being not necessarily circumvented, but the rules are in place where, and there was a pretty good video on this by like one of the actual good YouTube people. It might be Michael McLean, but I don't know. Um, but if you can pay cash now, you can circumvent the cash cap in the way the Saints kind of did, rolling stuff over. But it's what the Eagles are doing now,
yeah, I
where
mean,
the
see if the
Eagles will
bill.
be toast in 2030 or whatever. But
I don't
until
know if that's
then,
true because I think Howie's pretty good at knowing when to let guys go.
no, I just mean how they're rolling over their contracts. I
And I'll
mean,
figure it out.
Howie's insanely good, but it's, yeah, they might literally just figure it out. And the reason it works is because even though every team should be doing it, like Kraft is not able to pay that amount of cash, or he won't. Like you will not get the upfront deals that you need to be a successful team in the NFL. And the Pats learned the wrong lesson from Brady carrying them and Belichick carrying the defenses. Um,
Well, they also learned
which
the wrong lesson from Brady being willing to take under the table deals, which apparently
correct.
no
And
one
it
else
turns
from
out
there.
Drake May isn't, you're not gonna give an under the table deal to Drake May.
We're not.
And
He's not going to start DM. What's even his number?
he's a 10, just like
DM
Mac
10.
Jones was.
DM 10 actually has a
DM10
ring
has a
to it.
good ring.
Yeah.
You know, I'm watching Lamar kill it now. All it would have taken is one owner to do this deal for Lamar when he had that little free agency moment a couple of years ago, and they wouldn't do it. And you know, that's class discipline in a way, which is what Ballmer's really guilty of not
Yeah,
having
that's what
is
they're going to come
loyalty.
down on him hard is actually breaking ranks with the other rich guys.
Yeah, completely. I feel like he doesn't just play by the same rules because he is that much richer, to what I understand, than pretty
That is
much
that is
all of
kind of
them.
wild because I think ordinary people always sort of contrast labor strife in sports as like millionaires versus billionaires, which it is. But they can't find it in them to support the workers in that scenario because the workers make so much more money than them. But now we're talking about billionaires versus like more money than God guys, which to me it's like there's so much diminishing returns after like I would say 5 billion. Or I
Yeah,
think I
I
don't know,
feel the
anything
same way.
past 500 million, if you aren't trying to own a sports team, is just infinity money to me. But like clearly a guy who is worth 10 times as much as 10 of the richest people on earth put together is playing is on a different playing field.
And then to that, where do we come down on Kawhi in this? Because there's kind of a split between players too, and like this elite tier of players who can finagle this sort of deal. I'm not sure how many do, but I don't think Kawhi Leonard invented this
No,
at
no. And
all.
I don't get the impression that Kawhi is savvy enough to have like worked this out on his own. And clearly there was no savviness
Um,
involved. I mean, whoever set up the LLC for him,
I would use the word brazen. I think he's brazen, unlike other star players. I
I mean,
think
it's certainly,
he has a lot of demands.
yeah.
Not necessarily saying that's a negative either. I don't know.
I mean, the
I
most
don't know where
fascinating
I
thing
come
is
down
why
on
didn't
Kawhi.
they just plant the trees? Why don't they just do one photo shoot of Kawhi planting a tree somewhere and then
I
at
don't
least has
think
the
this company planted a tree ever. I'm
that's what's
not.
so ridiculous. Just plant some trees. You don't even have to do a good job. And nobody is checking this. It's the second Trump administration. Like they probably maybe they were worried they were going to get in trouble for planting
Well,
trees.
technically, it was the first Trump administration when it happened, I think.
That's true.
But still, same thing. It's not that much different.
Can you take these guys' face off the screen?
Yeah,
They're both ugly in the exact opposite way. One's face is too big and the other's face is too small.
Ballmer's handsome. I like Ballmer. Not really,
I
but
don't
kind
mind
of.
looking at Steve Ballmer hooting like an ape, though.
Yeah. Upon Reverend Toller, I mean, there's a climate change story here, just in that the only climate change things we do are apparently fraudulent ways to pay NBA players under the table.
Yeah,
Um, Not sure how I feel about this, our most depressed episode.
we're all
Um,
pretty. Well, I mean, at least this gave us something to talk about. This summer has felt like a slog from a basketball standpoint. I don't think either of us are watching any Eurobasket.
no, you
Apparently,
texted about it once, and I was like, "What?" I forgot.
but
Um,
Jokic, I forget which former Soviet state he plays for. That team got knocked out by Finland. Lauri Markkanen and friends.
so Laurie Markkinen, our player, either 19 are on our list, or we forgot about him. I don't
I
remember.
don't even remember where he was.
I have it somewhere.
Yeah, we should have written the actual list down
No,
at
I
some.
did. I have it.
Oh, okay.
I have it on a
Oh
slide
yeah, because you
somewhere.
said you wanted to keep track of it as the year goes by. But
Yes,
anyway,
I've kept
um,
it.
Kawhi
No,
Leonard,
there's no news
we
outside of
we
this.
we got some hilarious. Well, the story is objectively funny. Just an incredibly ham-handed way to bribe a player. Probably going to get at least Steve Ballmer in a significant amount of trouble. Kawhi probably doesn't get affected directly, although
I
I
mean,
don't
he
know. It's
should, but
I agree,
how
but like
would he?
I don't. Yeah,
Once the NBA, like, I think where we're going with this story, I mean, we should try to game it out, but do they have bylaws for any of this? And I really think they don't. And I also don't think they need bylaws because it's like you say, this is an illegal courtroom.
no.
But I mean, you're a lawyer. How many rights do the Clippers really have to fight this if
Under
the
the
NBA?
CBA, probably none.
Yeah,
But I don't think they did anything technically illegal, even if the company itself was fraudulent.
right.
Um,
There's no smoking gun
you can just, I mean,
yet.
like, it is not illegal to give someone $20 million. Just, I mean, there might be some income tax implications. I don't know how that played out, but like, they, if you violate a collective bargaining agreement, it's generally not a crime. Um,
It's the circumventing the cap thing, and that is what the
yeah,
Constitution said, is that like appearances, reasonable appearances of circumventing the cap
right.
can be punished. And so I think they already have them on that. But
Yeah, I
if the
mean,
NBA
we're way
truly wants blood in terms of like Balmer out or Balmer's pocketbook, I don't think they're going to be able to do much there. But I do think I do think that's the only thing they're really interested in. I don't know how much good killing the Clippers does.
I mean, I think they got to take at least one pick. I mean,
Yeah,
you
I think a
have to be
first round pick
consequent
has to
this.
go.
What?
I think a first round pick has to go
Yeah.
for
And
this.
then I think you avoid the Kawhi contract. I mean, I don't know what impact that has on
I genuinely
basically.
think that might help them, though.
I know.
Um,
Well, I have seen
like,
conspiracy theories that this was all might be a way of getting out of the contract.
yeah, I genuinely think that helps them. I don't think he's getting the max from anyone else.
Could you
And he's
avoid?
on the max.
I honestly don't know this about the CBA. Could you void the contract but also leave it
The
on the
money
books
on the
for the
book.
purposes so it counts against the cap? Like, does
I
that do you
feel
understand
like
what I'm
in
saying
other
here? So you
sport,
don't
yeah,
get
dead
the
money. Dead
what?
money. It's like dead money in
Like, yeah, can you
whatever, any
force them to
sport.
waive and stretch him? Like, that's sort of what I'm suggesting, which I don't, that doesn't seem like that would be in the CBA, but like, that's the way to effectuate a punishment without getting them off the hook. I don't know. Like, I'm not super familiar with the CBA. And this, I don't also want to read it for any reason because I'm not getting paid to do so.
No, I'm not
Um,
interested.
so this is like, this is,
If someone wants to give our show like $20, I'll read the CBA.
this is true. This is true.
Um,
Um,
no, 40, Seth will do it. You have a higher billing, you're a lawyer. I'm not doing anything this week.
Yeah, I think it would have. I don't know. If we're basing that off like our standard hourly rate, it would probably be like, how long would it take to read the CBA? Like 5 hours?
Ooh, I don't know. I thought I could do it in like 10 minutes.
No way. It's like a long thing.
Yeah, but I can just put into Chat GPT and ask for a summary like the kids do.
Oh no, ugh, gross.
I know.
No, you need to actually
Well,
read
I'll
it.
read it.
First of all,
I
you
was
will
trying
get.
to look up Kawhi's contract and the website broke, by the way. So Big Ballmer is already going after everything. I don't know. I feel like this is 30 minutes of me saying I don't know.
Well, I was about to say we are in broadly unfamiliar territory, even if the Joe Smith thing happened a while back, because there's
Someone needs
just
to explain that story to me, by the way, because I keep hearing about it and I've done no research. This is a show that hasn't done the reading. I'm kind of bringing
you
it back
spent
to
all
the
your time on
Johnson
the
roots.
intro.
I literally spent all my time on the intro for the episode, and I was like, I'm good. We'll go.
I mean,
And that's my plan going forward.
my understanding is that Smith was promised a future deal in exchange for signing a short-term below market deal,
Yes, that's I heard
which
that
let
on the
them keep his
podcast. That's
bird rights,
familiar.
blah, blah, blah. But then
It was in
his
writing, I heard.
it was in writing, and then his agent quit and like out of spite just blew the whole thing up. And David Stern, being David Stern, went psychopath and voided the three. Oh, he signed 3 1-year contracts, so it definitely already smelled fish. So he voided the 3 contracts, um, barred Taylor and at the time Kevin McHale from being involved with the team for a year. But then the crazy thing was they took initially 5 first round picks. I think they gave 2 back, but apparently someone was writing that this was like actually like a huge reason they couldn't build around Kevin Garnett was losing those picks.
That makes
So I
sense.
do think to an extent the NBA may not want to repeat that because I mean, in a way, this ultimately like set the Timberwolves back. I mean, basically until they got Anthony Edwards.
I'm going to give you a complete conspiracy theory, though.
We have time
Um,
left here.
this is a big one. I'm going to cook here. Hold
Okay,
up.
let's go.
Um, I believe that maybe Nike slash the league was involved in getting this out there because they own percentages, if not most of it, of the Lakers, and that the Lakers are a company team now. I haven't thought that out much, but I believe it to be spiritually true because this whole thing has confirmed the Luca thing as an inside job to me.
Well, yes,
Almost.
I think
I
we've
mean, we
all
both
accepted
already
that.
believe that.
Yeah.
But this has confirmed it as like I'm not crazy. Nike paid off what's his name? The Nico Harrison.
Because I mean, he used to work for. Did he used to work for Nike, or was it Under
Yeah,
Armour?
yeah. He or one of the shoe. I'm pretty sure Nike.
Although,
Like all
yeah,
the pieces are there to move a star to LA and to then get the pick from Silver in the most easily riggable draft. I mean, it's all there. So I kind of feel like it's crazy not to believe it was set up at this point. I know our position isn't the commonly accepted like position, I guess.
our
Like if I
position that
said
the
this
draft
at
was
work,
rigged.
and yes, I think the draft was rigged is pretty much commonly. I'm trying
Yeah,
to do like, can you say it at work test? Um, and I think we could say the draft being rigged, most people would be like, yeah, and maybe they wouldn't believe it fully, or bet their life on it, which I think I would. Um, but they'd say, yeah, I think the Luca trade just being, I don't know, some Dead Ramiro false flag type business. I'm pretty much there, and I don't think most people are.
Mm.
I don't know. I think I had a mental breakdown watching the Friday night football game,
Which
which you
which game? The
missed.
Chiefs game?
Yes, the one on YouTube.
What,
Um, was the
uh,
Chiefs the one on YouTube, or was it the Brazil game?
the
It
Brazil
was the
game was on
Brazil game
YouTube, and
by
that
it
was
was
Chiefs Chargers.
yeah, okay. That one. So
I
Friday
only
night.
saw part of it because I was out celebrating my ninth anniversary.
Right, it
Everybody
was that
sent
game
me
because I
money.
texted you.
Yes.
The one with Mr. Beast all over the broadcast.
I mostly missed that. We did catch the halftime show with we thought she was Brazilian, but I guess Carol G is Colombian.
They also had the fan, the super fan, the Charger super fan lady who people investigated and was like an actor 2 years ago. That whole very stupid drama. But the
Yeah, I
fact
don't
that they had her in a commercial where Mr. Beast would throw them off of a catapult.
what?
Genuinely, no, this all I think happened. I wasn't in a totally clear mental state. I'll be honest, but I'm pretty sure this happened.
I
That
don't think this
Mr. Beast
happened.
was catapulting people.
I don't think that happened. All right. Do we have anything else to talk about NBA wise
No, we're starting our season preview next week, I decided.
next week?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to go through all six teams, divisions, like, because we'll have 6 weeks until tip-off.
Okay, I kind of like that. Is that we cover each division thoroughly? Are we going to
Yeah.
do
Or
an
we,
update of the? Actually, what was we
the
not
misery, the index, the
the suffering
deserve it.
index? But I
Yeah.
thought we had another one. Did we do that already? The what was my other idea?
We should probably remember these before we record and
Hmm,
before we get cut off. I don't know. I think I'll cook up an idea. I have Photoshop now, so I don't have to do it on the website. I guess I've always had Photoshop, but I'm using it more now.
I'm
And I'll have
hearing
to
it
cook
more
up
and more,
another
folks.
intro. Yeah, this is a creative arts podcast now.
It
And
is.
you know what? There are some episodes that are conversation. This is conversation. Next week we come back and we might go by division. I'm not sure. But the Kawhi Leonard trade, since we're going to get cut off, this wasn't a trade. Wait, I
We're
don't
all
know.
struggling here. The Kawhi Leonard sketchathon.